So hello everyone, welcome to Maths Classes by Iqra. In today's class, we are going to cover all the examples of the chapter 1, exercise 1.1. Okay. So in previous video, we had already studied the introduction of the chapter as well as introduction of the exercise. So in this video, we are going to basically do what? We are going to cover all the examples. There are 5 examples in exercise 1.1. Okay. So one by one, we will go through all the examples, and in detail, I will taught you how to calculate, how to find the answers of that examples. Okay, so let me give you a brief introduction and a brief summary what we had studied in first class. Okay, so basically in first class we had studied about rational number. Okay, so rational numbers. ठीक है, हम लोग फर्स्ट क्लास में पढ़े थे रेशनल नंबर के बारे में. तो रेशनल नंबर बेसिकली व्हाट? रेशनल नंबर आर दोस नंबर व्हिच कैन बी रिटन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ p by q. ओके, वेयर p and q आर इंटीजर्स. ठीक है, इसमें क्या होता है कि रेशनल नंबर को किसको कह सकते हैं हम लोग? रेशनल नंबर, अ नंबर व्हिच हैव वन न्यूमरेटर एज वेल एज वन डिनोमिनेटर. ओके, एंड द न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर बोथ आर इंटीजर्स. ठीक है, इंटीजर्स. एंड इसकी एक मेनली मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कंडीशन क्या होती है? So that make the rational number different from all the others number is that q cannot be zero. Okay, here q can be negative, can be positive, but it cannot be zero. ठीक है, वो जीरो होना ही नहीं चाहिए डिनोमिनेटर हमारे रेशनल नंबर. ठीक है, फिर इसके बाद हम लोग पढ़े थे व्हाट टाइप्स ऑफ रेशनल नंबर. तो लेट मी राइट दिस फर्स्ट. टाइप्स ऑफ रेशनल नंबर. ठीक है, तो हम लोग टाइप्स ऑफ रेशनल नंबर्स में क्या पढ़े थे? देयर आर बेसिकली 3 टाइप्स ऑफ रेशनल नंबर व्हिच इज पॉजिटिव रेशनल नंबर, नेगेटिव रेशनल नंबर एंड जीरो. ठीक है, तो इन पॉजिटिव रेशनल नंबर में क्या होता था? जो डिनोमिनेटर रहता था एंड न्यूमरेटर वो बोथ आर पॉजिटिव इंटीजर्स. ठीक है, जैसे 2/3, 4/5. हियर 2 is positive integer, 3 is also positive integer. ठीक है, so these are the examples of positive real number. And when we are talking about negative real integer, sorry, so negative integers में basically क्या होता है? Either the numerator or the denominator will be negative containing. ठीक है, इसमें मानो हम लोग ऐसे लिख सकते हैं -2/3. This is negative number because the numerator is containing -2. And we can also write this as 4 by -5. So here denominator is containing negative number, so this will also become a negative rational number. And when we are talking about 0, so 0 can be expressed as 0/3. Okay, so 0/3. तो इन हम लोग रेशनल नंबर में न्यूमरेटर को हम लोग नहीं देखते. न्यूमरेटर नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है, पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है और जीरो भी हो सकता है. ठीक है, इन रेशनल नंबर वी आर मेनली फोकस्ड ऑन द डिनोमिनेटर, मींस डिनोमिनेटर कांट बी जीरो. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे डिनोमिनेटर हमारा क्या है? 3 है. तो दिस सिंपली सेड है कि दिस इज रेशनल नंबर. ठीक है, तो जीरो भी हमारा क्या हो सकता है? रेशनल नंबर हो सकता है. ठीक है, इसके बाद हम लोगों ने क्या पढ़ा था? स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ रेशनल नंबर. स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ रेशनल नंबर. ठीक है, स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में हम लोगों ने क्या देखा था कि स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म होने के लिए उस रेशनल नंबर को 2 कंडीशन को सेटिस्फाई करना रहता था. फर्स्ट कंडीशन इज दैट द डिनोमिनेटर मस्ट बी पॉजिटिव. ठीक है, डिनोमिनेटर क्या होना चाहिए? पॉजिटिव होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो रेशनल नंबर हमको अगर कोई भी नंबर रेशनल है होना चाहिए तो उसके लिए हमको ये देख चुका था कि उसका डिनोमिनेटर कभी भी जीरो कंटेनिंग नहीं होना चाहिए. और जब हम लोग स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म की बात करते हैं तो यहाँ वन मोर कंडीशन विल बी एडेड दैट डिनोमिनेटर मस्ट बी पॉजिटिव. ठीक है, तो डिनोमिनेटर विल नॉट मतलब डिनोमिनेटर हमारा नेगेटिव भी नहीं होना चाहिए और जीरो भी नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है, और सेकंड कंडीशन क्या थी कि न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर don't have denominator don't have factor more than 1. ठीक है, और इसमें क्या था कि डिनोमिनेटर और न्यूमरेटर में कोई भी फैक्टर 1 से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है, 1 से ज्यादा मींस क्वांटिटी वाला 1. वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द मींस मैथमेटिक्स वाला 1, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द क्वांटिटी वाला 1. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे अगर वो न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर का कॉमन फैक्टर अगर 1 होगा तो वो हमारे स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में होगा, और अगर वो 1 से ज्यादा होगा तो दैट विल नॉट बी इन अवर स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ रेशनल नंबर. ठीक है, एग्जांपल हम लोग एक ले लेते हैं. आई एम टेकिंग वन एग्जांपल हियर. एग्जांपल वी कैन टेक एज 2/3. ठीक है, तो इसका हम लोग का फर्स्ट कंडीशन देखते हैं दैट डिनोमिनेटर कांट बी नेगेटिव. ठीक है, तो डिनोमिनेटर नेगेटिव नहीं है, डिनोमिनेटर इज 3 व्हिच इज पॉजिटिव 3. So first condition is satisfied from there, and so when we are talking about second condition, in second condition, for checking the second condition, first we are going to find the factor of 2 and 3. So when we are talking about the factor of 3, it is 1 and 2, and when we are solving the factor of 3, it will become 1 and 3. So common factor from these 2 will be 1. Okay, 1 है, so this will follow our standard form, means 2/3 रेशनल नंबर is our standard in our standard form. ठीक है, तो अभी इसी स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म से हमारा एक और टर्म जनरेट होता है विच इज इक्विवेलेंट रेशनल नंबर, ठीक है। अगर हम लोग किसी भी स्टैंडर्ड रेशनल नंबर में सेम नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करें इन न्यूमरेटर एज वेल एज इन डिनोमिनेटर, तो जो हम लोग का नंबर हम लोग वी आर गेटिंग द नंबर दैट विल अवर इक्विवेलेंट रेशनल नंबर, ओके। सो इक्विवेलेंट रेशनल नंबर, राइट इट हियर, equivalent rational number, okay. So when we are talking about equivalent rational numbers, so हमारे standard form of rational number है 2/3, ठीक है। So अगर हम 2/3 में in numerator and in denominator we are going to multiply by 2 itself, okay. So here will come 4/6, so it will our equivalent rational number which is ultimately equal to 2/3. How? When we are going to cancel this, so here 2 will be cancelled this 4 term, 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6, so we are getting 2/3, okay. So this is our equivalent rational number. And now we had already talked about what are properties to rational number containing. There are basically 7 to 8 properties that every rational number must be containing. So first property हम लोगों ने क्या पढ़ा था? Closure property. Okay. So first property क्या थी? Okay. So before going to property, you people I want to tell you first how we apply the operations between two rational numbers. So basically there are 4 operations we had seen in our previous class. Let me show you. So we are talking about the operations. Operations हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था कि कोई भी दो रेशनल नंबर को हम लोग ऐड कैसे कर सकते हैं. तो when उसका हम लोग कोई भी when we are supposed to add two rational number, first we are going to take the LCM of the denominator and just we are going to follow the steps we are following in our fractions. Okay. And similarly with subtraction and multiplication. In multiplication, what we are going to do, we are multiply the numerator separately and multiply the denominator separately, and what we are getting the answer had write in the form of P upon Q. Okay. So here one example is also I have taken 2/3 into 5/4. So 2 5s are 10, 3 4s are 12. Okay. So we multiply these two separately and then we will write in the form of P/Q. Okay. When we are talking about division, okay, so the division हमारा जो second rational number होता है, we are going to reciprocal that. उसको हम लोग reciprocal कर देंगे. तो reciprocal करने से क्या होगा? That will come ultimately come in the form of multiplication. तो उसके आगे हम लोग multiplication का ही रूल लगाएंगे. जैसे I have taken example here कि 3/4 divided by 2/3. तो हम लोग ये 2/5 को reciprocal कर देंगे and when we are going to reciprocal this, our division sign will be converted into multiplication sign. ठीक है. So इसको हम लोगों ने कन्वर्ट कर दिया. So what we are getting from here, 3 5s are 15, 4 2s are 8. ठीक है. So we had now let's talk about the properties. There are basically 7 to 8 properties which every rational number is holding. First property is closure property. So what closure property says, it says basically that when we add, subtract or multiply two rational number, the result we are getting means the answer we are getting from the addition, subtraction or division or multiplication, that will also be a rational number. Okay. So for addition, let's check that addition whether it follow closure property or not. So when we are talking about addition, that at 1/2 plus 1/3, it will be 5/6. So 5/6 is also a rational number. So addition will going to follow closure property. Okay. When we are talking about subtraction, so in subtraction will also going to follow closure property. Similarly with multiplication and division. In division, some exceptional cases are there. Okay. Division जब तक वो closure property follow करेगा तब तक उसका denominator 0 नहीं होता. अगर जैसे ही denominator 0 हो जाएगा, so at that time division will not follow closure property. Okay. For commutative property, what commutative property says that the order does not affect the result. Okay. Means हम लोग a plus b करें या b plus a करें, the result we are getting is ultimately the same. Okay. So let's check whether the addition will be following commutative property or not. Okay. So 1/2 plus 1/3, or we are going to just change the order that 1/3 plus 1/2. Both are giving 5/6. Okay. So from here we can say that addition will be following commutative property. Similarly, okay, subtraction will not going to follow commutative property. Why? Because here, okay, so here 1/2 minus 1/3, okay, will give you 1/6. But when we are going to change the order, means we are going to write 1/3 first, then 1/2. So from here we will get minus 1/6. So from here we can say that the subtraction does not follow commutative property. Why? Because the result we are getting from both two cases, it is not similar. Okay. Okay. Similarly, multiplication will follow closure property like addition, and division will not follow commutative property. When we are talking about associative property, what associative property say that grouping doesn't affect the result. The commutative property means the order doesn't affect the result, and in associative property, grouping doesn't affect the result. Okay. So here we are getting three terms, which is A, B, C. When we firstly we are going to group first two term, which is A and B, and second we are going to group last two term, which is B and C, and we will see how we will see whether we are getting the similar results or not. If we are getting the similar result from both two cases, So it will simply says that the addition will going to follow associative property. Okay. So here I am going to just briefly explain you the introduction. So I cannot go in the depth of the lecture because I had already explained you in an previous video. So from here we can conclude that for associative property, only addition and multiplication will going to follow associative, not division and subtraction. Okay, similarly, when we are talking about distributive property, so rational number we're going to follow distributive property when we are going to satisfy when they are going to satisfy this condition. Okay? And when we are talking about additive identity में क्या होता है कि when we are supposed to add a number from which we get the same number. ओके तो इसको हम लोग सिंपली समझते हैं कि मीन्स हम लोग को कोई भी नंबर में हम लोग को ऐसा कौन सा नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करना है दैट वी विल गेट सेम नंबर. ओके वी डोंट गेट एनी अनदर नंबर. So here I am taking the example 3 by 5. So what we are supposed to add in 3 by 5 that we are getting the same number. Okay. So we had already know कि अगर हम लोग किसी भी नंबर में 0 से प्लस करते हैं तो we are getting the ultimately the same number. Okay. So here the additive inverse will become 0. Similarly with multiplicative inverse हम लोग ऐसे कौन उस नंबर में ऐसे किस नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई करें that we are getting the same result. So we had already know कि किसी भी नंबर में अगर हम लोग 1 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो we will get the same result. ठीक है तो here multiplicative identity will become 1. Okay, so when we are talking about additive inverse, so additive inverse मतलब उस नंबर में हम लोग ऐसा कौन सा नंबर से प्लस करें कि we are getting 0. So कोई भी नंबर में अगर हम लोग उसका नेगेटिव पोर्शन से प्लस कर देंगे तो we are getting 0 from here. So from this example 3 by 4 plus minus 3 by 4. So when we are going to solve this, we are getting 0. So here minus 3 by 4 will become additive inverse. Similarly with multiplicative inverse में हमको जो भी नंबर दिया रहेगा, we are just simply going to reciprocal that. After reciprocating that, the number which we are reciprocal will become the multiplicative inverse. Okay, so we just covered all the introduction and all the simply terms which had we should know before coming on examples. Okay, so what first example says that they find the value of 3 by 7 plus minus 6 by 11 plus minus 8 by 21 plus 5 by 22. ठीक है, अगर देखो यहाँ पे हम लोग को कोई भी एक रेशन मतलब मीन्स दे आर और रेशन नंबर. So we had already studied that how to add or subtract two rational number. ठीक है, और हम लोगों ने वहाँ क्या देखा था कि रेशनल नंबर को ऐड और सब्ट्रैक्ट सेम मेथड से कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, सो हियर वी आर गोइंग टू जस्ट सिंपली टेक द एलसीएम ऑफ ऑल फोर. हम लोग यहाँ पे एलसीएम लेंगे 7, 11, 21 एंड 22. ठीक है, जब हम लोग इसका एलसीएम ले लेंगे तो व्हाट वी आर एलसीएम मींस लीस्ट कॉमन मल्टीपल. ठीक है, so एलसीएम कैसे हम लोग सॉल्व करते हैं लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू. तो फर्स्टली वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द लोएस्ट वैल्यू. ठीक है, फर्स्टली वी आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द 2. so we are going to just see that 2 will divide how many terms. मीन्स 2 या इसमें से ये सारे गिवन नंबर्स में से किसको डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. सो 2 विल बी ओनली डिवाइडिंग 22 एंड इट विल गिव 11. ओके, so from here 2 will be not dividing any number so far, so now we are moving towards next number which is 3. Okay, so 3 will be dividing 21 7 times in 7 times. Okay, so we are right here 7 11 7 11. Okay, so from here 4 5 6 we don't get any number which will be dividing these number. So now we are going to move towards 7. So 7 1 times 7 will divide 7 1 times. Okay, and now ultimately we are going to take 11. Okay, because so far all the numbers between 7 and 11 don't divide the 11 completely. Okay, so from here we are getting the LCM. LCM means least common multiple. ये सारा जो हम लोग को इधर left hand side में दिया है, we are going to multiply that and whatever we are getting the result will be our LCM. Okay, so here LCM will become 462. ठीक है, अब हम लोग यहाँ पे एलसीएम ले लेंगे. एलसीएम लेने के बाद हम लोग क्या करेंगे, वी आर जस्ट गोइंग टू डिवाइड दिस 7 डिवाइडेड बाय 462. ठीक है, और जो भी हम लोग का उसका क्वोशिएंट आएगा, सो वी आर गोइंग टू सिंपली मल्टीप्लाई दैट क्वोशिएंट इनटू न्यूमरेटर. ठीक है, सो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू विथ प्रैक्टिकल वे. So when we are talking about here, ठीक है, I hope my copy is visible to you all. So when we are talking about 462, okay, we are talking about the first term. So we are going to simply divide this 7 by 462 and whatever will be the quotient will be here, will be we will going to multiply that quotient into our numerator and we will just simply keeping in mind that the remainder will always 0. Okay, अगर रिमाइंडर 0 के अलावा कुछ आएगा तो वो हमारा इस फैक्टर को कम्प्लीटली डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि तो हम लोग को कम्प्लीटली डिवाइड करना है इसमें. ओके, सो वी नो दैट 7 6 are 42. Okay. And from here 4 will come and 2 will be getting here and 7 6 times 42. Okay, so 7 divide 462 completely in how many times? 66 times. Okay, so we are simply going to just multiply 3 by 66. Similarly we will just add minus sign here and 6 into, we are going to 11 divided by 462. Okay, 462 we are going to divide by 11. Okay, so 11 4 times is 44 and 2. So 11 2 times is 22. Okay. So we are going to multiply. Okay. 6 into 11. Okay. So here will become 42. Sorry, I had the writing wrong here. So here will become 42. ठीक है. And from ये third term से हमारा क्या आएगा कि we are going to just simply divide 462 with 21 times. Okay. So जब हम इसको 21 times divide करेंगे we are getting 22 because 21 when we are going to multiply 21 into 2 we will be getting 42. ठीक है. So it will be cancelling and 42 will come 2 times and then it will cancel 42 with 2 times. Okay. So 8 multiplied by 22. Similarly with 5 into 21. We are going to just divide 462 with by 22. Whatever we are getting the quotient from here so far. So we will going to just multiply that quotient. Okay. So here ये हम लोगों ने सारा कर दिया. So now we are going to apply the BODMAS rule for the solution of this. ऐसा हम लोग नहीं करेंगे कि हम लोग कोई भी टर्म को उठाएंगे और किसी से भी माइनस और प्लस करेंगे. Just we are simply following the BODMAS rule. Okay. So what is BODMAS saying? BODMAS क्या होता है? ब्रैकेट ऑफ मल्टीप्लिकेशन, एडिशन एंड सब्ट्रैक्शन. ओके. मींस अगर हम लोग को कोई भी नंबर मिक्सिंग में दिया है तो फर्स्ट वी आर गोइंग टू ऐड ऑल द टर्म्स. मींस सारा एडिशन वाला टर्म्स ऐड हो जाएगा. देन वी आर गोइंग टू मूविंग टुवर्ड्स सब्ट्रैक्शन. ओके. सो हम लोगों ने देखा था यहाँ तक. सो अब हम लोग ऐसे क्या करेंगे, यहाँ से हम लोग BODMAS रूल लगाएंगे. ठीक है. So here minus 252 and minus 176. These four terms are in minus. So we are firstly going to leave that and we are going to add these two. What these two? Okay, my copy is not listed from this side. Let me shift it here. Okay. So from here we can see that minus 242 and minus 176. These both terms are in minus and 198 and 105 is in plus terms. Okay. So we are going to just simply add these two and then these two. Okay. So 198 plus 105. Firstly we are going to add these two, 198 and 105. Okay. From here we are going to 1303. So from here we are getting 303 and we had already known that minus minus will become plus and it will give with a minus sign. So minus minus is going to plus कर लेते पहले 252 plus 176. So 8 2 and 4 428 with minus sign. When we are going to minus these two. Okay. So 8 into 5 2 1. So we are getting 105 from here with minus sign. Okay. So numerator will be becoming minus 125 upon 462. Okay. So from okay. So here we are just complete our first example. Now move toward second one. Okay. So what second example says that we find minus 4 by 5 into 3 by 7 into 15 by 16 into minus 14 by 9. Okay. तो इसमें हम लोग को क्या दिया? Basically multiplication दिया. And in multiplication we don't have to take the numerator LCM. ठीक है. हम लोग multiplication का rule we had already seen that when we are talking about multiplication we are going to multiply the numerator separately as well as denominator separately. ठीक है. अब इसको हम लोग grouping में भी कर सकते हैं and we just do without grouping also. But in your class there will be coming with grouping. Okay. So just we are going to group. ओके. ठीक है. तो कोई भी हम लोग दो दो टर्म का ग्रुप बनाएंगे एंड वी आर गोइंग टू मल्टीप्लाई दैट टू फर्स्ट एंड वॉट एवर वी आर गेटिंग द रिजल्ट वी आर गोइंग टू मल्टीप्लाई दीज टू एंड वी आर गेट अवर फाइनल रिजल्ट. ओके. So from here we are just make the group of minus 4 by 5 and 3 by 7. ठीक है. We are going to multiply this individually and one common multiplication will become in the middle and from here we are going to make the group of 15 by 16 and minus 14 by 9. ठीक है. So from here 15 by 16 into minus 14 by 9. So when we are going to multiply these two, let me show you my copy. Okay. ठीक है. So here ना तो minus 4 by 5. So 4 3 is 12. So here will becoming minus 12 upon 5 7 is 35. 35 will be becoming here. And one common multiplication sign is coming in the middle. And when we are talking about the second term, which is 15 upon 16 into minus 14 upon 9. Okay. So from here we are just seeing that this will be cancelling. Okay. So from here 3 will be cancelling these two terms. So 3 3 is 9, 3 5 is 15. Okay. And we are going when we are going to multiply 14 with 5, we are getting minus 35 upon 16 into 3 will be coming 24. Okay. When we and from here 35 and 35 will be cancelling and minus 12 into minus 1 will become 12 upon 24. And when we are cancelling these 2 by 2, we are getting 1 by. Okay. From here we are just complete our second example as well. Now we are talking about third example. So third example is saying what the third example is saying. Wait. Okay. So now my screen copy is visible here. So from third example is saying, basically we are write the additive inverse. Okay, so first is given minus 7 upon 19. So what हम लोगों ने क्या पढ़ा था, additive inverse की condition that is will satisfy. Okay, it will satisfy the this condition, means we are going to add the plus a. ये हमारा कोई given number है, अब हम लोग को इसमें ऐसे कौन से number से multiply करना है that it will become 0. So here we are going to just add with minus a and the quantity will becoming 0. Okay, so minus a will be becoming here additive inverse. Okay, so minus a is here additive inverse will be here. Okay, so from our given example, what is there, 7 upon 19. So इसका we are just taking the positive quantity, same number but with positive quantity. So here the additive inverse of minus 7 by 19 will be 7 by 19 with plus sign. Okay, and अगर हम लोग को ऐसा दिया रहता है कि यहाँ पे 7 upon 19 और उसका additive inverse पूछता, तो we are just simply going to multiply minus with that quantity. ठीक है, उसका हमको बस उल्टा करना है, नंबर लाइन का उसी नंबर का सेम हम लोग को उल्टा करना है. सो वी आर जस्ट सिंपली फाइंड द एडिटिव इनवर्स. ठीक है, बिकॉज इट सेटिस्फाई द कंडीशन minus 7 by 19 plus 7 by 19 will be coming 0. ठीक है, and our third example is saying that okay, it's a third part, second part sorry, 21 upon 112. इसका additive inverse क्या हो जाएगा, 21 and 1 upon 112, so will be in a positive. So just for additive inverse, what we are going to do, that we are just going same number with a negative sign. Okay, so from here additive inverse of 21 upon 102 is minus 21 upon 112. ठीक है, because it satisfy the condition 21 upon 112 plus minus 21 upon 112, it will satisfy the condition, so that it will become the additive inverse. ठीक है, and fourth example is saying कि verify that minus of minus x is the same as x को x अगर हम लोग को दिए थे, इस एग्जांपल में हम लोग को क्या करना है, there are lots of method you had seen, but I am just going to explain it in very simple way. कि देखो, हम लोग जानते हैं कि when we are talking about additive inverse, okay, so from for a the additive inverse of a is minus a, simply it will given here that x. ठीक है, it will given here x, additive inverse of x is minus x. So first what we are going to do, we are just going to find the additive inverse. ठीक है, इस नंबर का हम additive inverse फाइंड करेंगे, and just we are going to multiply minus with that additive inverse. We are just put with our quotient, done with our quotient. Okay, so just see here कि हम लोगों को दिया है x is equal to 13 upon 17. So we now our first step, what we had done we're supposed to do here, we just find the additive inverse, because here minus x is asking. ठीक है, तो हम लोग additive inverse लिखेंगे, क्या हो जाएगा, x का additive inverse minus 13 upon 17, because it satisfy the condition x plus minus x is equal to 0. ठीक है, तो ये देखो यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा भी minus 13 upon 17 plus 13 upon 17, it will be giving 0, so that it will be, so minus 13 by 7 is the additive inverse. ठीक है, और फिर shows that the additive inverse 13 by 7 का additive inverse क्या हो जाएगा, minus 13 upon 7. So now we are just going to simply write in the form of this one, minus 13 upon 17. अगर हम लोग इसको ऐसे लिखें, या minus of 13 upon 17, both will be equal. Okay, because minus will be going to ultimately going in numerator with multiplication. Okay, so from here we can conclude that minus of minus s will be becoming x. Okay, from here we can write now the minus of minus 13 upon 17 will be given x. ठीक है, x or 13 upon 17. ठीक है, when अगर ये question it will be coming in your exam, so you have to supposed to write these paragraph. ठीक है, and now we are just see our second question, second part of fourth question, which is x is equal to minus 21 upon 31. ठीक है, कि अगर हम लोगों को कोई भी क्वेश्चन में कंडीशन दी जाएगी कि माइनस ऑफ माइनस एक्स विल बी एक्स, इसको सेटिस्फाई करो या इसको वेरीफाई करो, तो फर्स्टली हम क्या करेंगे, उसका कंडीशन को ही ब्रेक कर देंगे. ठीक है, तो जैसे हम लोगों ने यहाँ कंडीशन को ब्रेक कर दिया कि माइनस एक्स वी नोट एट किसी भी नंबर का when we are just multiply minus with that same number, it will become additive inverse. ठीक है, वो क्या बन जाता है, एडिटिव इनवर्स. तो आधा क्वेश्चन हम लोग का इधर ही से हो जाएगा कि एडिटिव इनवर्स फाइंड करेंगे, और जो हमारा एडिटिव इनवर्स आएगा, वी आर जस्ट सिंपली गोइंग टू मल्टीप्लाई माइनस साइन विद दैट, एंड वी आर जस्ट गेट द आंसर. ठीक है, सिमिलरली विल बी कमिंग हियर कि एडिटिव इनवर्स ऑफ minus 21 upon 31 is 21 upon 31 with positive sign. ठीक है, so it will fulfilling the condition of additive inverse, means minus 21 upon 31 plus 21 upon 31 will be giving 0 here from here. ठीक है, तो सेम क्वांटिटी ये हमारा 0 दे देती है, इक्वालिटी shows that the additive inverse of minus 21 is 21 upon 31. ठीक है, so it will simply follow this condition which is actually है ना, तो minus additive inverse हम लोग का क्या था, प्लस में. ठीक है, plus 21 upon 31 will be और हमारा x क्या था -21/31. ठीक है, it will be following this property. ठीक है, so from here we are just done with question number 4, example number 4, sorry. So now move towards next. So our last example is example number 5. What it says that find 2 by 5 into -3/7 plus 1 by 4 -3/7 into 3/5. Here you can see the mixture of multiplication and subtraction will be given in the form of rational number. So from commutative property we can write this example as, let me explain you it. Written this, it will help you. Okay. So what commutative property is, commutative property क्या से मतलब स्टेट करती है कि order doesn't affect the result, means we can write b plus a या a plus b. ठीक है, both will becoming equal. We had seen in that with examples also कि rational number will follow commutative property when we are talking about addition and subtraction. ठीक है, so from here we are just commutative property, we can write this 2 by 5 into -3/7. We are just taking -3/7 here, means -3/7 into 3/5 and -1/14. ठीक है, so here इसका ऐसा रहेगा, and from here we can say that in these two terms, in these terms and in this term, ठीक है, ये दोनों टर्म में क्या होता है कि 3/7 is common, so we can take this outside -3/7 and 2/5 -3/5. ठीक है, and -1/14 we can write this as, ठीक है, क्योंकि जब हम लोग -3/7 को अंडर मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो इट विल बी गिविंग 2/5 into -3/7, and when we are just going to multiply this with this, means -3/5 into -3/7, and -1/14 will be here. So from here we can say that this will be in the form of distributive over subtraction. I had already taught you that what is distributive under addition. Okay, so now from here we are just getting that this will be in the form of distributive under addition. Okay, so now we are just going to solve these two, and then we are just going to multiply with 2 -3/7. So -3/7 will be coming outside, 5 will be common, so we don't have to take the LCM over here. So 5, and when we are, okay, so here will be coming positive. Okay, because when we're just going to multiply -3/7 in inside here, so we are getting minus sign. Okay, so 2 plus 3 will be coming 5, so 5/5 will be becoming 1, and here 1 -1/14 is here. So from here we are getting -3/7 -1/40. Now this is in the form of subtraction with different denominator. जब हमारा different denominator होता है तो we are just going to take the LCM here. So 7 and 14. So 7 or 14 both come in the table of 7, except that these two numbers don't come in another table. So just we are getting, okay, so 2 will be coming here now. 7 and 2 7 are 14. From here 7 will be coming. 7 will become. So LCM of this is 2 into 7, which will becoming 14. ठीक है, so 14 हमारे यहाँ से आ जाएगा, तो now 14 is the LCM, and we know that 7 divided 14 with 2 times, so we are just simply going to multiply 3 with 2, so -6 here and -1 here. From here what we are getting, -7/40, which is -1/2. ठीक है, so here we are just getting the same answer for -1/2. So this it for today's video. Hope you will you had liked the video. If you like, please subscribe to my channel and like as well. In next video we are just simply going to see the exercises. There are 11 questions in this exercise 1.1, so we are just going to cover it in two parts. Okay, for one part we are just going to solve the first 5 questions of that exercise, and in another video we are just going to solve the another 6 questions of that exercise. Okay, so that's it for the today. Thank you and have a nice day.